Okay, Kat. So when you log in to GoDaddy, you click on the beta one. It's going to open you up to the pages, and it's easier if you actually look at the site from the outside. So go to Portfolio and then go to Commercial here. Commercial is the one that is finished, and not finished. It's the one that has the example that is the best. So essentially what needs to happen is this. Uh, so I finished the Masonic Lodge of all things. Well, not really though, because it's not the correct images. But basically the commercial is going to have a few more projects in here. And you'll know that by going to the folder here. It's called Cat Elements, then Cat New Elements, then Cat Elements Website, and then New Website. And if you go to Photos for Portfolio, these are the ones that have the commercial projects. So as you can see, it's Masonic Lodge, Supreme Court, right? And these are the order that they want them in. But don't worry about the order. I can deal with this part after. But the part that is the most important, you can ask me a question about this part when you get to this, to doing it for when it gets to hospitality or it gets to residential. Maybe I can make a separate video for that. But basically, this is what happens. So when you go into Masonic Lodge, let me just show you how it looks outside. So this is what it looks like, right? What I will need you to do is to click on Edit Page. If it shows up like this, you need to click on Classic Mode, scroll down, click on Text, and copy this entire area. So this is finished. Obviously the images are not all ready, but the way how I think it would be best to make this work is to actually come into go into Pages. So I'm just going to go back to my pages. And if you look here, you will see that, okay, this is residential and all the things for residential. If I go back to the first page, you're going to find commercial. See, commercial. And all of these are the ones that you just saw in that folder, right? Because I had already done them. So then you would go to, say, Supreme Court, click on Edit. I'm going to open a new tab. Then you can scroll down, and in this area where there's this same text, you have to copy, select all and paste the new thing. You can test it by clicking on Backend Editor again, and obviously you should see the same Masonic Lodge, Barbados, and everything. Once you update, this is the framework now of what we have to do for Supreme Court. So the way that you would do it now is to actually click on the title, press copy. You can come here to the editing, edit this. Right, it says now Supreme Court Barbados. Press save. And the last part is actually about the gallery itself. So you can delete these, click on add. And if you obviously go back here now to Supreme Court, these are the 4 images they want for Supreme Court. So you would drag these over here, and that will replace the images, right? But I'm seeing that these images are too big, so I'm going to have to optimize them. I'm going to optimize those images so when you see the files, it's going to be, instead of this, because these are too big, it's going to be called JPEG. So I'm going to optimize those right now. But essentially just dragging these four in that folder called JPEG into this area, and then obviously this image here is also important, so you'll remove this featured image and you'll replace it with the image that would have, one of the images, maybe the first one that would have been uploaded here. And then once that's done, you press update and move on to the next one. So obviously, you know, if I go back to pages again, you have, you know, under commercial main, Capella, CGI, Gutters. So the process again is to go to the one that I finished, which is the Masonic Lodge, copy that code from there, and obviously paste it into each of these pages as a template, so that then you can do the different names and the different images for each of them. Then I have to do that same thing again for residential. Residential is on the second page. So Carlton, Contemporary. So basically the same things have to be done for these ones, so it will be the same process. And then hospitality, I think, literally just has one project. So the hardest one I think is commercial, because I think that has the most, or maybe it's residential versus hospitality. Weird, I'm not finding hospitality. So ignore hospitality. I think what happened is that hospitality is one of these guys. Oh yeah, hospitality I think is one of these guys. So no matter what, when you do that, I can take it out from there and move it after. That's not going to be a problem. If you don't find a folder that lines up with this, then, oh, see, Barbados Pool is hospitality and Sandpiper, but that's not going to matter. It's not going to affect anything because I can take the files that you would have done and added them over there. That's that, and the rest of it I'll explain after we talk.